buddy. Welcome back to the channel. John here, Start Building Dreams. So this week we are headed to Tybee Island. Currently out on the water. Gonna head over to the Lighthouse and we're gonna do some paddling today. So on top of my Overland viewers, welcome all you kayakers, and we're gonna do a little bit of both as we go out on our adventures. Thanks for watching. Hold on. This is my first time paddling at sea with the Crescent kayak. We're going to go down the channel here, across the Savannah Channel. Technically we'll be in the Atlantic Ocean. Go check out the Cockspur Lighthouse. So it should be pretty fun. Hopefully you guys can hear me over the background noise, but it should be a good time. Here we go. Usually when you're paddling, you want to keep your body centered, just relax, kind of back upright, and when you paddle, you're not just doing this. Reach with the tip. Maximizes your stroke. There's a couple different strokes you can do. Go forward, you can paddle evenly on both sides. If you want to start turning left, you can paddle harder on the right. If you want to turn right, paddle harder on the left. If you want to turn quickly or turn, you can just steer like a rudder with the paddle. So there's a couple of considerations when you paddle coastal waters. One is the weather. You don't want to be caught in the middle of a thunderstorm or heavy rain. The light rain, not so bad. Two are the tides. So you want to know when high tide is, because that impacts the water. So if the river flows downstream, when it meets the ocean, the tides are going to actually push the water back upstream. And so you can get a current going the opposite direction of what the river normally flows. The other thing you want to make sure is you wear your life preserver, and you want to, wear sunscreen, bug spray. Know what the river gauges are. Sometimes the water can be really low, which means you're going to be scraping your boat, or it can be really high, which means it may be up over the banks and you might be paddling over trees or brush or something like that. Grassland's over here to my left. But it can be very deceiving. So when the water's out, there's actually grass underneath us, and then when the water comes in, a lot of times those grass banks will be covered with water, and other boaters won't see them, and they'll get high center. The good thing about a kayak is it only sits, a couple inches deep in the water. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoy the paddle today. We're gonna do some ocean kayaking with the Crescent crew, and we're even looking at doing some whitewater kayaking in a follow-up episode. And then we'll do an overview video of the crew. And this morning I converted it from a 2 to 1. Took me maybe 5-10 minutes. The new cam buckles that they have on the 22 and later models, pretty handy. One thing about the crew is it does not have a rudder. So it's one thing I like about my Vibe kayak is the ability to steer with the rear rudder. But it's very nimble. So as far as 13-foot kayaks go. It's got the porpoise nose, which will help when we get into the waves out here off the coast. And the back end is actually squared off. If you wanted to mount a trolling motor, you could probably do that. Me, I would just like a throw and go kayak that I can use for overlanding. So that, and if you look here on the sides, here and here, there's actually a couple of wells where you can mount a rail. So I'm probably going to make that upgrade in the future, mount a rail so I can have my kayak boom. I've got a yak attack pole as well as fishing rod holders. But so far, paddling pretty good. These things are pretty fast through the water. I took the scupper plugs out for this trip, so if you look right here, there's a hole in the boat that just lets water come through it. So as you can see, here's a boat that's going by, creating a little bit of a wake. And so what you want to do is you either want to put your bow in the front of the boat or stern, rear of the boat, into those waves. Now, as long as you take them at about 45, you're good. But you don't ever want to take them completely sideways. So as you can see, the waves are coming up on us. You see, they're going to catch right up to us. I don't know if you're going to be able to see them. And we start getting a little bit of a bump. So we're about 45-30 degrees. Thing to consider too is if you get a lot of boat traffic, they will kind of ricochet off of the banks, especially like a rock bank. The bridge that takes you out to Tybee Island. So, last time I was out here, I saw some dolphins swimming. I guess they were eating shrimp and fish from the fishing boats. Up there, guys. Pelicans. What's up? There's a bridge that goes to Tybee. We finally caught an eddy here. As you can see, the water's kind of flat. It's because of all these embankments here. Past the lighthouse there is actually Hilton Head Island. So out here you've got shrimp and sharks. Behind me is a bridge that goes to Tybee Island. Over to my right, there's a little bit of a beach. And then over here to my left, got a little bit of grassy area. This is all part of Fort Pulaski, and then so is the lighthouse over there. So if you ever come to Tybee Island, drive past Fort Pulaski, that's where she is. And then beyond that is Hilton Head Island. So now that we're out open water, we don't have to fight the current. Now we just have to worry about waves and boats. So paddling is a little bit easier. The wind does play some into it. As you can see, we do have some waves out here, so we're going to try to keep it over here close to the shoreline. Make it as close to a sprint across as we can, because we don't want to get stuck in the channel. Alright guys, so we made it out to the Cockspur Lighthouse. Check this out. Pretty neat. Over that way again on the horizon, you've got Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. Over here to the right, you've got Tybee Island, Georgia. And you've got Fort Pulaski behind us. So we've got some pretty good sized waves coming around the lighthouse here. Check these out. I did it several years ago.
Did you like get raw?
Crescent seems to be doing okay. Just cross the river. Once you got across the river, you got over here. Yeah, so we had some current going against us on the way out. We got out to open water. It was not bad paddle. And then it's high tide right now, so here in about 30 minutes. So that means the water will be coming back out as the tide decreases throughout the afternoon. So kind of planned this a little bit backwards. It's always good to ride the tide in and ride the tide out. So. So one thing I've noticed about the crew is it wants to turn into the direction of the current. So I keep facing the lighthouse over here and it turns me this way, and I can turn completely perpendicular and it'll spin me around this way. So I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. We got some good waves out here. It's beautiful, man. Out here on the ocean, technically, right between the islands. We got Hilton Head, a couple other little inlets where the Savannah Channel is. We got Tybee Island, Cockspur, Lighthouse, and over in the distance you might be able to see a little glow, but that's the actual Tybee Lighthouse, way over there on the horizon. Pretty cool. Let's see if we can paddle around. Alright guys, there's the Cockspur Lighthouse. We're going to start headed back in. Maybe find a beach somewhere, take a little bit of a break. Good paddling right now. Wind, space, man, that thing's beautiful. Pretty good waves out here. As you can see, there's a little bit of difference between kayaks. This is kind of a general purpose kayak. Over here to the right is a sea kayak. With how narrow those things are and long, they just scoot through the water. This thing does really good though. It's very well balanced. Now we're going to have to get moving across the water. Here's the Coast Guard chopper out there. Pretty cool. They do a lot of patrolling out here. Coast Guard station out here at Fort Pulaski and Tybee Island. Aggressively, I lean forward a little. It's just my center of gravity more towards the nose. Lets it cut through the waves. Kind of cool. You guys see the grass. Take it for a gentle ride. Cool. Probably use GoPros for my adventure cameras. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Water is a little green. That's just how it is on the East Coast. Oh, look at this sun. Coastal bank over here. Yeah, get caught up on it. Alright guys, so we stopped at a little oyster bar over here to look at all oyster shells from where the fishermen have shucked their oysters and just thrown the shells back. So see a lot of these around Savannah. I mean, they've been shelling oysters for hundreds of years. So, pretty cool, man. Look how clear this is. It's absolutely beautiful out here. Got the bridge, a little oyster bar over there. Clear and beautiful this is. Got the Crescent crew. I got a lanyard to my GoPro so I don't lose it. But got a cooler back here. Probably time to grab a water. All the ice is melted. Got some Cokes, got some water. I'm gonna check this Gatorade here. And these got 4 cup holders, so plenty of cup holder space. Move that out of the way. Grab another bottle of water. Shove this down between the seat. Right there. Close the cooler back up. Yeah, man. It's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful out here. Water, Gatorade. Way to stay hydrated during the hot summer. I just hope you enjoyed today's show. If you would, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, ring the bell so you get the notifications for early access. Check us out over on TikTok and Instagram. And we're going to take her up to the mountains and see how she does in some whitewater. So just keep checking back, and many more adventures to come. And of course, we'll do some more overlanding in Ruby, do some camping or what have you, and we'll go from there. All right, off to our next adventure.